Yep. Good morning, everyone. So last session we learned about working with object type. So we discussed what is an object in JavaScript, and object is actually it is a key and value collection. It is a key and value collection. What is the purpose of this? Purpose of this is it is used to keep all related data and logic together. You can keep all related data and logic together by using object. And if object comprises of a object maps only to data, then it is known as JSON. So we call this as JSON. JSON is what? JavaScript object notation. JavaScript object notation. And while working with JSON, what are the key things you need to understand is every key is a string type. Every key is string type. And every value can be any type. Value can be any type. Any type means it can be primitive or non-primitive types. So generally, if you want to maintain data in a separate location, so in a separate location, then you can create JSON file. If you want to maintain data in a separate location, then you can create a JSON file. Usually the file name, you can give file name .json extension. So in this, you can store your JSON data, right? How do we create the data? That means we create, actually it is separate file. We will see how to handle those files. In that, data is stored in this way. How data is stored? It is an object. Object means we have var, some reference name, and is equal to block. This block contains key and value collection. Key must be what type? String. Value can be any type. This is a string type value, comma. Multiple keys and objects are separated with a comma. We have name and we have price. Price is some number type. We have like some stock. Stock is some Boolean type. We have like some cities. Cities is some array type. So we have array of string Hyderabad like this. This is array type. Now we have some rating. Rating is again an object. It will have again rate. Rate is some 4.4. And we have like count. Count is some like 4,500, like this we define. That is how we define a data. And this data we want to access and use. Here 2 points are there. Actually, object can contain both data and logic. Object can contain both data and logic. Data is defined by using just JavaScript data types. Logic is defined by using function. That means, for example, we have syntactically where product is equal to object. Here it have name. Name, here we are having name. Name is what? Some TV is the name. And what is the price? The price is what? So the price is what is the price? So price. Some price is defined. So some price is defined here. Now we have some quantity. So we have defined some quantity. Quantity is 3. Now we want some functionality inside this object. Functionality like I want to find out the total. Usually total comes with the quantity and price. Object can have both data as well as logic. Data as well as logic. So logic is defined like this. We have total. Total is a function. Then you have to write as a function. This function will return some functionality. Suppose there is another function like print. This print is a function and it can have some functionality. Like this, we can have an object. So object is not just data. It can contain both data as well as logic. If only data is present, then we call JSON. If there is function, it's not JSON. It's a general prototype. It is a general prototype. Now, how to access the properties? Actually, you can access the properties and functions within object by using this keyword. So if any property you want to access inside the same object, then we have to use the keyword this. For example, total is a function. Total is a function. What this total have to do? This total should return, it should return quantity into price. So then how do you write quantity into price? Total is present inside the same function. In a function, you want to access the members inside the function. In a function, you want to access the members inside the function. So it should return this dot quantity into this dot price. That's how we do. That means the members of an object are accessed within the object by using which keyword? This. Within that object you are accessing, then this. Suppose you want to access outside. That means you can access the properties and functions outside object by using object reference. By using object reference means what? You have to write like this. So we need to access product is an object, product dot quantity. So if you want to access function, product dot total. Total is a function. And print, product dot print. Print is a function like this. So generally, if you are dealing with any property with some logic, and in that you want to access the members of same object, then you have to use by using this. So if you want to access outside, then you have to use object reference, right? So when you are dealing with objects, this is the basic point. For example, see now, let's take here. So this is an object we are declaring. Let's create one object here. You see, this is object. In this, we are printing the details. Now I will do one thing. In this object, I am creating some details like, so name and price. After that, quantity. Quantity is 2. After that, we are defining some total. Total is a function. This total function have to return quantity into price. So you cannot write return quantity into price. This is wrong. The members of any object you cannot access directly. If you are accessing members of an object inside object, then you have to access by using this. This refers to current object memory, current object context memory. Now this is able to access the members. What is the member? So quantity into this dot what? Price. So now another function we have print. This print is another function. This function have to print all details. Then document.write. Document.write name is equal to whatever this dot name. In the next line, price is equal to this dot price. And quantity is equal to this dot quantity. And the total is equal to this dot what? Total. That is how. Total is a function. Now we are accessing the members of object within the object by using this keyword. Now I want to access this outside. If I want to access outside, then what we have to do? So we need to define a simple reference like this, TV dot print. Because all details are already mentioned, it will print that detail. Because already all details are mentioned. If you want to change any, suppose price is not there and you want to enter price, then what you can do here, you can put initially 0. After that, before printing, we can ask TV dot price is equal to parse float. We can take from a prompt saying that enter what? Price. That's how we can assign some value into a property. And you see now when I run this, this is going to handle both properties. It is asking price. I am entering price and it will get that and display. So we are refreshing. I am entering new price and it is going to access and display. So the name, the price and the quantity. This is basically how we can maintain an object. And the object contains what it contains, both data as well as logic. Data is stored in property, and logic is defined in a function. It is defined in function. So this is the example how it works. So actually in computer programming, this data and logic combined into one place, means kept in one place. In computer programming, we call that as class. So general computer programming have a concept called object-oriented programming, which later you will learn in JavaScript also. In that object-oriented programming, keeping all related data and logic together is actually managed by a class. So this object of JavaScript have a class-like behavior. That is the reason. So often JavaScript object is called as pseudo class. It is called as pseudo class. That means it is not actually class, but have a class-like behavior. What is the advantage of having a class-like behavior? It enables separation, it enables reusability, it enables easy testability. So, but it is not an original class, so it is not supported with extensibility and all. What are those extensibilities? In OOP concept you will learn. So technically, if data is defined, only data is defined, it is mapping to data, then we call it as JSON. And if it is having both data as well as logic, then we will call it as a object. We generally call it as a pseudo class because it is having both data and logic, right? How to use this and how to reuse the content? Let's see. Now you saw how to create an array, means how to create an array separately you saw, how to create an object you saw. Now actually how data is maintained in real time, that is generally done by using array of objects. Array of objects. Actually this is how the complex data is maintained. Array of objects means what? I will tell you one simple. Actually, array of object means, suppose we have some data source. Data source in software technologies, we store data in a tabular form. Data stored is in a table. Whether it is a Oracle or MySQL or any database, the data is in the form of a table. Some databases use the word collection. They use MongoDB like they use collection. Generally in table, how data is present? Suppose we have product ID, we have name, we have price. These are actually headers. In this header, product ID 1, name is TV, another price is this. This is one product. Another product 2, some mobile and some price. Like this we define. Now how this data comes to front-end developer? This data comes to front-end developer through a medium called API. Later you will learn about how to use those APIs. Actually, so middleware, we have a middleware. This middleware will create an API. API is nothing but actually it is application programming interface. What is the main aim of API? The main aim of API to make the data reachable to every device and every operating system services. That means data should be in such a way that it can reach everywhere. It can reach any device. A mobile can access, a PC can access, a tab can access, a Windows device can access, Android device can access, Mac can access, iOS can access, Linux can access. Any operating system, any device must able to handle this data. Then what these APIs will do? They will provide this data. So data format in a format called JSON. Or yesterday I told you they can provide the data in XML. They provide data in JSON form. Then how this table converts into JSON? Table contains how many records? 2 records. 1 TV, 2 mobile. That means multiple. Multiple are defined through a collection, means array. It is defined through array. Now in this array, every product have 3 details. Every product have 3 details. How to keep all these 3 related details at one place? To keep all 3 related details at one place, then we have to use an object. In that object, what is the first property? First property is what? Product ID. That is 1. Comma. What is the second property? Name. And the name is TV. Third property is price. And the price is some 35,044. This is one product. That means at which index it is present? It is present at 0. Now how do we store the second one? Comma. Because it's an array. Comma. And second is defined another object. This contains same. What is it? Product ID is 2. And this is name. Name is what? Mobile. And after that we have what? Price. So price is what? Some price. Like this we store the data. We configure the data. This is at index 1. Now tell me here, suppose this is stored in a variable called products. Products is an array. Now tell me how to access mobile price. How to access mobile price? What is the array name? Array name is what? Products. Products is an array. In that array, where is the mobile object? At mobile. Mobile is present at which index? 1. At products 1, what kind of data is there? At products 1 index, what kind of data is present? What is this type of data? Object type data is present. Then how to access object related any member? That means now this product 1 is what type? Object type. Then how to access its price? Dot price. This is going to access the price of that particular product. That's how generally we access. That means we are going to access the data in this way. So this products 1 refers to second object. And an object have a property called price. And that price property we can access, it will return that value. This is how JSON data is designed. Any data that comes to us, remember, it's not necessary to be array. Sometimes only one detail will come, and that will be what? Object. If there are many details coming, then it will be array of objects. Array of objects also they will use only when every detail have a lot of content. Suppose only one information is present, then it will be array of string or array of number. This is array of objects. How originally data is present and how that data is delivered to you. Now, what is your responsibility? You need to present this data. Your responsibility is to get the data and present this data in the UI. That is the developer's responsibility in the front end. Actually, you are learning JavaScript. That means you will learn how to consume data coming from backend API. Who creates this data? JavaScript developer will not design this data. That is actually done by backend developer. So you learn .NET, Java, PHP, Python, or Node.js like technologies. Those technologies will teach you how to store data in database, how to connect with the data in database, how to fetch the data from database, and how to convert the data into JSON and send it to front end. Now what front end developer will do, he will just use the data that is coming and he creates a presentation for the data. So a JavaScript developer need not to know which database is used in the backend. He need not to know which server-side technology is used in the backend. He just need to know what is the URL from where data is coming. If he knows the URL from where data is coming, he can use that data. For example, I will show you one real example point. Suppose you are watching some Flipkart. In Flipkart, you are watching some product details. When you are watching some product details, means I selected some mobile related details. That means I am using some mobile related details. And when I open this mobile related details, it comes like this. Actually, in the original means actually the data behind this, how the data is given here. Actually, how the data is given here, I will show you. Originally in the backend, data contains an object. This object have a title. This object is having rating. Rating is again object. This is having like ratings. It is having like reviews. Like this it is having. And we have price. So we have offers. Offers is an array of multiple offers. What are offers available? It may have those offers. Right? It is having photo. Photo is actually path dot some mobile dot jpg like this. This is actually the data object. Now what happens is, this is how originally data is present, but that data is not user friendly. If you send any data like this to general people, they don't understand. It is difficult for anybody to understand this data. So what front-end developer will do now? He will consume their data and present in this way. That means he will present the title here. That means he will present the title like this. He will present the rating like this. He will present the price like this. He will present the offers like this. And he will present the photo like this. That means for every developer, they get the data in XML or JSON. They have to collect the data and create a good presentation. The prototype is given to you. they will say that I want a picture right side, picture left side. I want title at the top, below price, after that offers. Now this is how we can create the presentations. Let's try this. Let's try this. That means we will create our own data. Just roughly this type of, and we will try to present this. We will try to present this. For example, how we can handle it. Just one sample rough content I will show you. Then you can see how real-time data works actually. So see what I will do. What I am doing here is, let's go and create one, because usually in real-time environment, so data is coming. This is very, very major concept. So let's put here, suppose like Flipkart object. Okay. What I will do here is, I will copy this picture. I will copy that picture. Snipe tool, yeah. I'm copying this picture here. So let's copy the picture. There is a tool called Snipe. By using that, I can copy this picture here. Okay. Let's put this in our project. That means I will save this. And in our project location, our project is JavaScript project. In that public, in that images, in the images, I will just keep here. What is it? Yeah, I will keep here some Vivo JPG file. Okay. That is the file we are having. Okay. Now let's maintain this data. How to maintain the data? Go to your project location. And in this, create one folder. In the project, create one folder here. Already there are public SRC folders. You create a folder by name data. I am creating just a folder by name data. In this, I will create a new file, Flipkart.json. Flipkart.json. So the data is maintained in one JSON file. And JSON file requires a perfect syntax. If any syntax mismatch happens, it will not work. That means property name must be string. Property values must be correctly configured. If anything correctly not defined, it will show error. So it is case sensitive also. Capitalization also matters when you are storing and accessing. So create an object. How to create an object? Object is this block. In this, what are the properties? First, I'm giving a property called title. What should be the title? Let's copy this title. This is the title of that product. I will give the title of that product like this. Title is a string. That is the title. Okay. Next. After title, what is the next one? Next one is, suppose it is having price. There is no order. You can put any order. So price. Here I will put the price. Price is a number. Price is a number. 14,499. That is the price. I will take only few details. Later you can add complex details. Okay. And remember, you cannot use comma. You cannot use like a dollar symbol or some rupee symbol, because that is done later, modifying. Right? Initially, this is price. Okay. After that, what we are doing here, after that we are writing one more. Suppose I said offers, and here I will just give offers. Offers is an array. It is an array of string type. In that, first offer is the bank offer, and the bank offer is this. That is the first offer. This is comma. So that is one string. Second, this is Bank of Baroda some offer. Second offer is related to this. That is the second offer. Okay. And third offer, this is IDFC First Bank. This is third offer. I am giving that third offer. And next, I am giving here, so fourth offer. I will give the fourth offer here. These are offers of that particular product. Okay, next I will give another property, that is rating. Rating have, suppose rating is having number and ratings and reviews. That means rating is an object which contains one property called rate. Rating have a rate. And what is the rate? Rate is 4.5. Okay. Next, it is having another property. It is having ratings. Means actually how many people given the ratings. That means ratings. Ratings how many? Suppose 96. So 96, something like this, one number. And after that, what we have? Reviews. How many reviews? Some number. Reviews number I define. This is the data. And one more is there now. What is it? Photo. Photo. Where is the photo? Photo, we have to define a virtual path for that. It is currently our file is present in data folder. That means .. come out of that folder. In that public, in that images, in that Vivo .jpg. That is the photo path. This is how data is present actually. For every product, they provide data in this way. That means whatever you are watching on Flipkart, actually the data comes like this. Now, what is the responsibility of front-end developer? Consume the data and create a good presentation for this. How he can create. Suppose I want the presentation like a table, or I want like a card, or I want like exactly how they mentioned in their website. Then see what we are doing now. Let's close this. This is Flipkart JSON file. In that file, there is an object, only one object, which we want to access and present. Then see how do we do. Let's go to the HTML and we will import here. And here we are defining some title like Flipkart. Now here we will link some bootstrap also. Link relation is equal to style sheet, href is equal to node modules, bootstrap, dist, css, bootstrap.css. Okay, let's put bootstrap icons also. Link relation is equal to style sheet, and href is equal to, so node modules, and here we have bootstrap icons, font icons.css. Let's create here a class container fluid. Here we are designing a section. In this section, I am creating a class row. And in this margin top is for something. Now in this row, I will create a div. In that we have a class called 3 columns left, and another div. Here we have a class column some 9. So 3 columns here and here. Here we have an image. This image is having width some 200 and height 300. That is a simple image we have. This image have ID. ID is product image. After that, now below this second column, here we are having some heading 3 and its ID is title. Heading 3 ID is title. Okay. After that, we want to present like this. After that, we have a span, means your wish, you can define anything. Suppose I am creating a div. In this div, so we are creating like this because we want side by side. In the div, we will put a span. So this span will have BI star fill. And this is actually star. After that star, before that star, I want the number to display. And here I will put ID as rating. Rating is the ID. Okay. Now this div contains the class. So like BG success and text white. And we will put padding 2 or 3. And we will say rounded. So we have like rounded pill, like this we will define. Now this is the div we are having. Actually, the presentation of this page will be like this. This is how we are presenting the content. We are presenting the content. Later, lot of work is there for this here. Now, what happens? Beside this, we are giving, you can see, we are giving like this. Suppose ratings and reviews. That means I will put, so another div. And here we will put a span. This I will give ratings 1 span, and another span we are defining, or in that span rating and reviews both you can display. So ratings or say we will put, because rating is already there, we will use reviews. And we want here these two to display side by side. Presentation we will see later, designing the content here. Now let's keep all this first. Okay, next after this div, we will create another div. In this div, we will create a heading. This heading will have an ID as price. This is what price? Suppose this is product price. Product image. Let's give reasonable names. Product rating. And what are these? Product reviews. After the price, we will keep another div. In this, we will keep an unordered list. We'll keep an unordered list. For this, we will keep a list item. But this list item must be dynamically generated. So this is having a heading like offers. And that offers will come dynamically. from a collection, we have to get those offers and display those offers, right? This is basic first. I just created a simple interface. Now what I will do here is, so for this div, where is that? Yeah. The width and all will be controlled there. So now what we want to do is fetch the data from that particular JSON and display here. That means, so image is 300 and 400 size. That is the image. This is enough. That is the original size. Now what we want to do is we need to fetch the data from a JSON and display in this interface, in that interface. When we have to do that on body load, that means for body, we are using on load. On load, we use body load. Let's write the script. We are writing a script function. What is it? Body load. On body load, we need to collect the data coming from a JSON file. If you want to access the data from any external source, from a file or any API, actually, to access data coming from external source and API, our browser needs, generally browser needs actually, to access data from JSON file or any URL. So API URL, browser needs XML HTTP request object. It needs an XML HTTP request object. This object is going to communicate with any file, get the data from the file and provide you the data. This is a browser object. Now using this object directly is a lengthy process. That's the reason different technologies, libraries have introduced shorthand methods for interacting with this object. But finally, browser uses which object? XML HTTP request object. But it is a lengthy, complex process. Developers will not use this object directly. They will take help of other mediums, which will use this internal. Like that, JavaScript provides a promise called fetch. It provides a promise called fetch. So which uses XML HTTP request. What is the meaning of a promise? Later in JavaScript, you will learn about them detailedly. Actually, promise is a function. Promise is a function that returns accurate status of any task performed. Accurate status of any task performed. That means promise fulfilled, right? Or promise rejected, or like promise failed. The status of any task will be clearly given to you. That is why it is called as a promise. Promise means it is guaranteed that it will return something to you. It will, on success, it will return the data to you. On failure, it will return why it failed. That means compulsory, you will get the status. Is it able to complete the promise you given? It is unable to handle the promise you given. Why it is unable to handle that promise? Every status it will give. And you can create your own promises. But currently we are using an existing promise of JavaScript called fetch. What is the speciality of this promise? It is used for communicating with any external file. Like JSON files, APIs, we use fetch. So here we have the syntax for this promise like this. Usually fetch uses a URL or it uses a path from where we have to fetch. Generally, promise contains a function then. Dot is actually, it is written like this, immediately then. But for clarity's sake, I am writing here dot then. This contains a callback function. This function will execute. This function will execute on success. If the request you made is success, there is no problem, then the then function will execute. If there is a problem in executing that URL, suppose URL is wrong, server is not responding, file is not found, then it will use catch. Catch uses a function inside. This function actually what it will do is this executes on failure. This executes on failure. There will be another function called finally. Finally uses a function. This function execute always. This execute always. That means on success, after success, finally will execute. After failure, finally will execute. If it is success or failure, anytime it will execute. Because sometimes what we want to do, we want some memory to clean. First allocated memory, in that it tried a action, but the action is failed. But action is failed, memory is still there. Then what you have to do, you have to clean up the memory. Action is successful. Action is successful, still memory is there. So memory is allocated in both situations, on failure, on success. Then what we have to do every time, cleaning memory is compulsory task. In that case, for which function we will give the task? We will give the task to finally, because finally executes every time on success, on failure. But that is optional. That is not required. Catch is also optional. If you don't want to know what is the problem, then no need. You can just use fetch. But see how it is going to work now. So let's see here. I will write a fetch. Fetch is a general JavaScript function. Actually, you see fetch is a promise. You can see it is a promise type. It is a promise type. So fetch is asking from where data is coming. So it is coming from // data / what is the file name? Flipkart.what.json. Okay. But unfortunately, this fetch will return data first in binary form. That is the reason many people are not satisfied at high level with fetch. Then generally what people do, suppose they are dealing with more good technologies like jQuery, Angular, React, they don't use fetch. They also can use fetch, but they use more better library methods. They use those library methods which do the same work, but have more features. jQuery people use a method called Ajax. That Ajax also do the same work. But jQuery Ajax advantage is it can directly send data in JSON. But here it sends data in binary. We have to convert the binary into JSON. So we have to use then. Then uses a function inside. This function collects the data coming from here, which we call as response. You made a request, then response is coming. You can store that response anywhere. We will put a parameter response. Whatever response comes from this file, it will be stored here. But that response is by default binary form. We cannot use it directly. So we have to return the response into JSON. What it will do is whatever response comes from that file, it will convert into JSON. After converting into JSON, this data, that means now do you know what it is sending? It is sending an object. That object we have to collect in the next then function. That means 2 success will be there. One success, convert to JSON. Another success, collect that converted JSON. That means we will use another then function. This will collect the data. Data is what? Data is product. Na? These variable names, you can give any name, but we are giving reasonable names. We can give A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, any name, right? But we know that this is a response and we know that this is the final data. So now what this data we have to do? That means now product contains what? Product contains this object. Understood? It contains that object. In that object, what are the details available? Title, price, offer. Those details you have to present in the UI. So let's access them. Now first one, I am accessing document.getElementById. What is it? IMG. IMG is product image, na? Product image. In that SRC should be, what should be the SRC? The SRC should come from product have a photo property. You see product is having a photo property. Na? The photo property is having the photo path, which we are applying to that image. Now let's run this and see. When I run this here, it will show that image. That means that image is coming. Now, what we want to do here, that image is okay, coming. We are accessing the image. Okay, next what? We have after product image, suppose this is what? Product title. I want to display the title here. So what we have to do? Document.getElementById. What is it? Product title dot inner HTML, because it is a heading. We have to get product dot title. That is the property. Then you can see it gets the product title. We can access the product title and display. Now we have another one, product rating. Product rating, document.getElementById. What is it? Product rating. Product rating dot inner HTML is equal to product. You see in product there is rating. In that rating, rate. Rating is an object, na? That means now how do we access that? Product dot, what is it? Rating dot what? Rate. And you can see that rating dot rate, it will get like this. 4.5. We don't want that much width for rating. Huh? That means what we will do here. So for this, we will just put, I will not use any, just rounded is enough. And here, so we can define the width. So this is rounded. I will just define the width. That means I will give style. I will give width. Width is, suppose actually auto width is nothing but it will fit. But the width of main window is very large. So what we will do here, I will put width as 50 pixel. That means it will display like this. We will put as some 60 pixel. So that will be okay. Now what should happen after that? After that, the rating, after that, the reviews should come. Ratings and reviews should come. So product reviews are there. Product reviews should come. So what we have to do? We have to use another one. What is it? Document dot get element by ID. What is it? Product what? Reviews. Reviews. We have product reviews dot inner HTML. Inner HTML. We will display the product reviews. That means we will say product, and here we will put concatenation, means binding expression. In binding expression, we will write here. So ratings. Ratings, here you see how they displayed the data. How many ratings? So here we will put the number first. How do we get the number? Product dot rating dot, in product rating you have ratings, right? That means we have to access, what is it? Ratings, and here we need to give ratings word. After that ampersand, and here we need product dot rating dot reviews, and we will use the word reviews, and we will apply here some font color, suppose gray, and I will use some font bold like FX. These are string formats. Now you can see that the ratings and reviews are like this. The ratings and reviews are defined in this way. Placement your wish, right? Actually, you see the styles you can control. These ratings and review, these two are kept in a div, and we will keep class as deflex. That means it will keep side by side. And here I am just defining for this div class as margin start is 3. That means some gap will come. Height and width of this you can control. That means suppose padding is more, suppose padding is 1, and you can see the padding will reduce for the rating, right? That means you are just configuring those details. And now what we have to do is we have to write the offers. Now here reviews are there, price we should get. That means what we have to do? Document dot get element by ID. What is it? Product price dot inner HTML. I want to display ampersand #8377 semicolon. After that, I will add product dot what price. Just I am adding this here, and you can see it will add the price there. Right? That means we are adding the price for that particular product. And here I will put a class margin top 4. Some price is added. Now under the offers, I want to display the bulleted list. Now this is a little complex thing, because the bulleted list is nothing but it is an offers array in product, which is a string type array. Now what I am doing here is, let's see, we are now creating an iteration for, you know how to read every item. For where, so offer of collection. What is the collection? Collection is what? Product dot, we have offers. It's an array. That means we are reading every offer. For every offer, we have to create a list item where li is equal to document dot get element by ID. Get element by ID. What is that? So we have not get element. We have to create element. Create element. We have to create li. What should be inside li? I'm using li.innerHTML is equal to, here I will put a span. And this span will have class. So bi, suppose tag fill. I will use a tag fill. And I will put text success. That is the list item. And beside that tag, I want to display the offer. That means we need to present the offer text. Beside that span, the offer text must be displayed. Now list item is ready. This list item must be added into unordered list. So document.query selector. What is it? Unordered list. If you have an ID, you can give an ID. Dot append child. Which one to add? Li. Li is added. That's what we are adding. You want to apply some dynamic classes. So actually, for list item, you can say class name margin top or margin bottom 2, margin top 2. Like this, we can apply them. And you can see that means now it is going to display those offers like this. This is a simple iteration we created. By using that iteration, we are reading all the offers defined in there and we are adding. Now, what is the point here is like this, all details will come. Everything you are watching in Amazon or Flipkart related to any product or anybody, that is actually coming from a JSON. And what is the point here? If they want to change photo, will they change the photo in a HTML page? No, they will just go to the data. In this data, they will change this to, suppose it is M1. And you can see that the image will change. The image will change. So that means they want to change this to M2. That means the image will change. Right? So we can access the image. We can display the image. They want to add one more offer or remove some offer. They don't do anything in HTML page. They just do modification in the data. That is going to automatically update. They want to change the price. They want to change the appearance, anything. Appearance, they design and they will keep. Now remember, this is only one product. This is only one product. Suppose there are several products. For every product, they need to maintain data. And now if there are many products, how we can present the data? That is the point. Currently, we are maintaining data in a separate JSON file. We are accessing the data and we are presenting. For example, you observe here, I will show you some APIs. Means remember, rest of presentation, your wish. You can maintain the data. For example, in this, you see, they have given this one, what is it? Actual price, right? And this is percentage off, right? In that case, you can put all of them. How you can keep all that information and define just in the data. So you have a price. You have like actual price. And actual price is suppose 17. So 99 here. That is the actual price. Now what I need to do is that actual price, I want to display beside the price with a strikeout. Then what we have to do here, we will just put a space here. I will put here a span or I say font. And you know, font have a size. Font size is something like we defined some 3. Okay, that is the font size 3. And in this, what we want to display here, we want to display one more option. We will use what? Strikeout. That means we will use strike. So we will use that strike. Okay, inside the strike, we will put a product. Product dot what? Actual price. And suppose you defined some color. Color is gray for the font. That means it is going to display the actual price. Going to display the actual price. Suppose I am adding font size as 5 or something, and it will be like this. So here also, how you want to display, that is like ampersand hash 8377 semicolon. That means the rupee symbol. How you want to present the data. This is basically done by using JSON. So you maintain the data, fetch the data, and present the data. And this is done by using JSON. Now, remember, when you go to general interviews in practical, because JavaScript based interviews, practical tests, what they do, they will give you such data. They will say that I will send you an URL where you will find the data. And I will send you some screenshots. You have to consume the data and present like this. That means the screenshots I given to you, in that way you have to design. Not only design is okay, we will do it simply, but they will ask more in the design. They will say that add filtering, add sorting, add searching. That means I will give 100 products, display all 100 products one below another. Left side, put a checkbox, 4 GB RAM. If user selects 4 GB RAM, only 4 GB RAM product should come. They will put a drop down saying that color green, only green color products will come. These kind of filters we need to add. The data comes in this way, we have to present. Actually, I will show you. Suppose see, we have some free websites. There is a fake store API website. This is fake store. It is a free API website. That means these people will provide some free data for e-commerce. Means it is a sample data for e-commerce, means shopping like website. Now in this, you see they provided some URLs, queries. You select these products. You will see they will send you the data. Now, what is the developer's responsibility is to consume this data and present this data. That means now here they will say that, okay, now I am giving you all the data, present this like Flipkart page. That means now you need to know here where is photo. You need to know where is price. You need to know where is the content. And how do you fetch the data from this API? Simple, same fetch method. Instead of path, you will keep this one as path. You will keep this one as path. It will get that and it will display. It will display. Actually, I am not using it. Later you will see, suppose currently means our data and their data is not exactly matching. Suppose see what I am doing. In the body load, I will do one thing here. See, in the body load, I am fetching from, they have http://fakestoreapi.com/products/ suppose they have 20 products. I will use ID as some 7. That means it will get the 7th product related detail and display. But actually their titles are different. Their properties are different, because in their property, picture is not present as photo. In their property, picture is not present as photo. It is present as image. then you can see that image detail will come. This time I am accessing the data from a remote API and I am using it. That means only that URL will change from where the data is coming. Why it is undefined? Because their property names are not matching. Property names we have to match exactly how they given. We need to know the properties and we need to present. As of now, this is what photo, and this is data coming from which URL. This is not their data. This is our data. What is it? Data slash, what is it? Flipkart dot what? JSON. Then our data is perfect. That's the data coming. So this is one example for you to try. How to use these API websites, later I will tell you. How to consume the data and present the data, later I will tell you. So in this example, first what you have to do, add a new folder into project. The folder name is what? Data. After that, add a new file into data folder, and its name is what? Flipkart.json. In this file, you have to keep all this data. Let me copy this data. I will keep this data. After keeping the data in that file, now what we have to do is, so add a new HTML page. Some page like flipkart.html. In this page, we need to present it. Let me copy this code. Here we are using fetch on body load and we are displaying. So this is the complete example that we learned how to create JSON, how to consume JSON, and how to present. But we learned only one. If it is array of products, how? If there are many products, how we can present? Many content, how we can present? We will take some real-time APIs and we will try to design. That we'll see in next session. Tomorrow we'll do. First, you need to try up to this. This is the major job. Your entire work as a front-end developer through JavaScript in real-time projects will be this. That means consuming the data from API, presenting, creating interactions. That is the only work you do regularly as a front-end developer. That's why you need to be very strong in this. So then tomorrow we will see that. Tomorrow we will see more complex design, more complex presentation, and more complex data. Array of objects, in that array, again array, how it will manage. That we'll see. Tomorrow we'll continue then, right? Yes.